Hi, my name is Steve Walton from Tropic Heating and PatioHeat.com. Today we're going to take a look at this storefront and see if we can lay out some outdoor heating equipment. If you're looking for a custom layout for your application, or you need some assistance in just general laying out the patio heaters themselves, please feel free to give us a call. We'll be happy to help you anytime. So let's first take a look at what we have here. Some of the aspects of this patio is that, number one, we have some fixed seating in the along the back wall here. We also have a little barrier wall on two sides. It's this triangular shape. We also have some interesting elevation changes with the structure itself. So those are things that we want to look at. Also, we have this entry point here, exit entry here. And then I believe we also have a cover. So there's going to be a cover that maybe a shade type of cover that's going to go over the top of this. I believe it's out of a mesh type of material, and it's going to be, as far as I understand, it'll most likely be a pretty flat cover, so I think that'll be okay with what we have here. If it's draping or something like that, we're going to have to change this application from what I'm showing right now. So I'm going to take that cover away. And so first of all, you can see that we have this layout with four of these. Oh, I'm sorry, let's go real quick into the dimensions just to kind of cover that real quick. So I got about 41 feet of length. The width is obviously different, so we're not going to go into that portion there, but we have this back elevation of 1111 that goes along the back section of the patio. On this right side here, we have this change of about 1 foot roughly, so 10.8, and then it goes all the way down to 8.1 in this front corner here. So that's all things that we need to be aware of and take account of. The front, I believe, is the same. I think it's going to end up being about 41 feet here. So let's turn that off, and then let's look at the square footage of the patio itself. It shows here at 395. It might be a little bit larger than that. Maybe I'm accounting for some of this planter or something of that nature. But in any case, so let's just go with that. Roughly 400 square feet of patio space. All right. So because of the awning structure, you can see that first of all, let's just look at this heat ray here. You can see that I have these heaters. They are roughly, I want to say they're like 8-foot centers, but we're actually at 7-foot centers, roughly, between the heaters. I generally like to keep them about 9-foot centers, so we have a lot of overlapping in the middle. And with this particular layout of 4 units, you see we have the patio pretty well covered. We're obviously missing this section over here, and we're also missing a good portion of this 6 top table here. Now you can see that technically, if we were in this ray itself, some of this ray is going to spill over to this table, but it's going to be the least effective ray. So would it heat up this area well? Probably not. I wouldn't count on that being a good heat source. But I also don't like to overheat patios as well, so I'm going to take a look at that, see if we can do something to make that a little bit more acceptable. So I'm taking these brackets here and I'm mounting them at the very bottom edge of the beam. I'm also taking the OEM holes, so you can see here. Let's see if I can move in properly here. We have 2 knockouts here for this bar to be installed. You'd put a bolt here and a bolt here, but because I want a different angle out of this bracket, I don't want it to come straight off the wall, because I want to try to meet this clearance to this top material above. So I'm taking this and I'm I believe it's about like a 15-degree angle or maybe a 30-degree angle off of this wall mounting bracket here. And then I am also taking the heater itself and again angling the heater to about, I think it's about a 15-degree tilt from horizontal. So horizontal will be pointed straight down and then 15 degrees out this direction here. And what that gives me is it gives me a nice penetration on this main seating area here, as well as the tables and some more additional chairs. So that's what I'm going to be doing with all these 4 heaters. Now you can see with these 2 heaters here, I have I got some overlapping and a lot of heating right here in the middle, and that's going to be kind of the waste section there. You know, if I deleted those 2 heaters, obviously you'll see that I'm not covering this area very well, and this one is okay, but I can't move it left or right because I need to keep clearances from left and right of this beam up here. Just so I'm going to stick this cover back on so we know that it's there, and that's why I'm really dealing with all these clearances differently than I would normally. So yeah, the eliminating those 2 heaters kind of gives you this whole space here that's just empty. Now we could eliminate just one of them, and you know, we would have something like that, and that would be okay as well, but again we're still missing these spaces. So I like to have that 4th one in here. Now if we wanted to cover the entire space, we could add a couple more heaters in here. So here I've added this last 34. This is actually a TSH model SunPack gas heater, and this one here would be a S25, so 25,000 BTU max. These would be rated at 25,000 to 34, so you have a 34 setting and a 25 setting. And with the 6 units total, we would have pretty much a full coverage except for this space right here. Again, you know, if you were to be occupying this space, you will get a little residual heat from this 3rd heater over here, for instance, and 2nd one over here, but it wouldn't be acceptable. It wouldn't be the optimum amount of heat that you really want. Alright, so that would be like the gas heaters. And again, over here I have I believe we have 17 inches of clearance from this edge to the top of this awning material. And over here, this is a S25 model, so we have, I believe it's a total of 13 inches from here to the awning itself. And I have a lesser of a degree of angle off of this wall-mounted bracket. But if I took this wall-mounted bracket and pointed it straight out, I wouldn't have that clearance up here. So I'm angling that, utilizing this hole here for a pivot point, and I would drill a new hole where I need it up here. So, alright, so that's the gas heaters. Let's go ahead and see what we could do if we wanted to put some electric units in here, possibly. So with electric heaters, the big issue I have with them is the fact that I really have one choice of heater to place, and that's a WD5024. So it's a 5,000 watt 240 volt heater, and the reason behind that is I need to maintain 18 inches of clearance on the left and right side of the heater. So if I tucked it up here, I need to do that. Now I could place a heater below this beam here and angle it out, and that would work fine. I'd use less units. I'd probably go with a couple of the 6,000 watt units, maybe 3 of them going across, but I still have that same issue with this gap of space right here where I'm not really heating it properly. The other nice thing about these WD5024s, you could put them on a dimming system, so you could dim the heaters independently of each other. But in any case, you can see with the With the 7 of these units, I have a pretty well covered space. Along this edge here, I'm going parallel with this beam, and I'm going parallel with these beams over here, so I can still capture the majority of the seating space and still keep my clearances. So clearances on a Infratech WD would be, we need 6 inches of clearance above this heater right here, so I have 6 inches from this highest point and then 6 inches from the back. Now you will need to make your own bracket or customize the existing bracket that comes with this unit in order to mount it on the wall and get that degree angle. So something to think about. It's not a big deal, but it does need to be done. And let's just see if we can go with the overall coverage. You can see here we're just missing a little bit there, and this space over here. So alright, so I think that pretty much does it. If you're looking for an application, again, please give us a call. We're happy to assist you, and we want to make sure that you're well aware of all the different possibilities, options, and as well as the total coverage that you'll get and can expect with your outdoor heating equipment. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and you have a great day.